A TNA Hall of Famer calls out vile Dixie Carter. Plus, a WWE Hall of Famer has departed the company. And our WWE facing a ticket sale crisis. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. This week, Fraser Porter, was the anniversary of an iconic, infamous episode of TNA Impact.
That could be any episode of TNA Impact from about 2009 until whenever Hogan decided to bugger off. Realistically, that could be any one of them.
Or 2025. Yeah. So the episode that we're talking about took place in 2009, and it was Dixie Carter with all the roster of TNA sat in the bleachers just before the doors open for Impact. Dixie essentially laying down the law about a new era. This comes as there was a little bit of blowback from the announcement that Hulk Hogan was joining TNA, and Dixie got all the roster together. And here is what she said.
She said, "Nobody likes drastic change. I understand that. And it affects different people different ways. And while I respect that those of you out there that might have differing opinions of the decisions that I'm making, I expect you to support me 100%. When you question things in this company, you're questioning me. And I cannot allow that to happen. I've made the choice to put my finances, my reputation, my passion, my love behind each and every one of you and this company. And it's time for you to do the same. You can choose to support me. You can choose to support the direction TNA is going, or you can choose not to. But you'll need to find another place of work." What a promo. What a worker. She is delivering. That would get heat on TV. It got heat off TV, apparently, according to who called her out for this, for being vile.
That was how Impact started. This clip appeared online. Velvet Sky, who was in attendance during Dixie's Lord Farquaad moment. "Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make." Velvet Sky said, "I remember this day. The consensus of the locker room and staff during this meeting," in speech marks, "was not one single person gave an SH1T what she was saying, and we actually had to take time out of our production day for this nonsense for her, and it had to be filmed so she could have her my way or the highway ego stroked even more. She was not well received by most people of the way she treated people who could do nothing for her, and the way she would talk down to people. Vile."
Imagine you're a wrestler. You're prime Kurt Angle, and you're AJ Styles, and you're planning a match, and Dixie, right, guys, come on. You got to get behind me. And they're like trying to plan a match. And that's just, that was, it's so, it's just, why did that air?
Such a strange choice to put Dixie Carter dressing the roster down as part of the show.
Like, it wasn't even like the wrestlers were in gimmick. They were just there, sat. Like, Eric Young looks bored. Velvet Sky obviously not happy with it. And you've just got half of the roster just not like going, should I find somewhere else to work? Like,
all right, bye.
Yeah, fine then. I'll miss out on Universal Studios every day, but like, I'll go find somewhere else to work. I mean, Dixie Carter, whatever you want to say about her, she was in charge of TNA at the time, and she clearly felt she needed to establish her authority with Hogan and Bischoff coming in. Maybe that was to try and go like, right, I'm in charge. Although they're here on a contract, I'm the boss. I'm laying down the law. Maybe it was that. Maybe she just thought, I think this will make good TV.
Call me old-fashioned. I think you can make good TV like that without emasculating and castrating your entire roster.
Maybe she's just a big Vince McMahon fan.
But the thing is, I wondered whether she was trying to capture the O2 ruthless aggression.
Probably
bit.
was.
But it wasn't, because even with that bit, it was Vince McMahon kind of going, "We're all a bit rubbish right now. We need someone to step up," but did it in a way that didn't make it wasn't. It was Dixie Carter was just going, "You all need to listen to me or bugger off."
It was the ruthless depression. That's what it was. That's all it was.
It was the
ruthless depression.
Ruthless depression.
Yeah, that's really all it was. I mean, the TNA roster at the time was phenomenal. No pun intended. AJ Styles was on fire at the time, so yeah, you didn't really need to tell them step up. They were stepping up.
They already were, for goodness sake. Stepping up to stepping away. Jesse Ventura is done with WWE. He's appeared at a couple of Saturday night's main events and called out the ludicrousy of leaving through the door of a steel cage. That was a funny moment. And his last one, Wrestling Observer saying that following his performance during that aforementioned cage match, quote, the die was cast as far as using him going forward.
It's a shame. I thought he brought something really fun to Saturday night's main event because it's like the prestige. He's a legend and like he's tied to the event. So like, why wouldn't you want to use him? But clearly the company didn't like him taking the piss out of the company and the logic that they had in their cage matches, as fun as it was to listen to. Again, WWE, they're struggling for money. They're cutting costs. They just want to make sure that they can afford to keep the lights on. Maybe Jesse Ventura's contract was big money.
He might have been a little bit too
It was also
expensive.
only a 1-year deal. So it's not like they've released him. His contract has expired.
Yeah.
That's more the case of how it is. They brought him in for a year to do Saturday night's main event. Now he's done because we've run out the contract.
He has run away. We're waiting for Bianca Belair to run it back. She hasn't competed in a WWE ring since WrestleMania 41. Suffered an injury to her. It was a broken finger, but it's much more than a broken finger, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like she's damaged the knuckle around it, and like that's caused more issues. Obviously, a broken finger doesn't sound like such a big injury. It feels like one that you'd be able to either wrestle through, which people have, or you'd be able to recover from quite quickly. But it looks like there's been some complications in that return. Also, additionally, it allows her to have a bit of a refresh and have a big return moment. Like you can add to that, and it's not just like a case of she's been on TV all summer. You're going to get a big pop probably at the Rumble. It feels
I feel
like we might get a return at the Rumble. Although this year with the Rumble being in Saudi, it's all going to be spoiled, all the returns and surprises, because you're going to see who's on the flights.
That's true.
You're going to know that Bianca's on her way over there for a Rumble appearance. Like to see her back, though, because she hasn't competed since WrestleMania 41. It's been a while, and that match was a banger. Yeah, Body Slam reported the WWE does expect her to return early next year. Potentially returning earlier hasn't been written off, though, so maybe in time for the end of the year. I think we are going to build... there's a couple of nice options for the Women's Rumble this year. Yeah. It could be, if it all works out well, it could be a Liv Morgan return that leads to a Liv Morgan title opportunity. Should do. Could be a Bianca Belair return that leads to Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. There's a lot of different ways you can go. Out of the two, I think I'd like Liv to win it. But there's no harm in Bianca winning and going on to WrestleMania to finally cap off that Jade Cargill storyline that we didn't really get a conclusion to between them. And now Jade's a heel. Yeah. So it makes sense. We'll see where it goes. We've got a few months. Very well. I say we've got ages till the Rumble. We don't. It's already November. It's going to be December, and we'll blink and it'll be December, and then it'll be January, and then it'll be February, and then it'll be WrestleMania. Stop it! It's time. Make horrible. It stop. Bianca Belair hopefully returning early soon. Dustin Rhodes stepped away from AEW a few months back to have both his knees replaced, and asked on socials how he's getting on post surgery. He said his knees still hurt a bit, especially in the mornings. Do have a way to go. Remember, I am 56 and pushing hard just takes time. Not young anymore. Probably March. I should be ready to kill everyone. Lol. Double knee surgery is crazy. And to come back from that, I'll be very impressed to see him get back in the ring. At 56 years old, just getting in the ring in the first place, and having a match at the level Dustin Rhodes can have, phenomenal. I'm excited to see what he does, but yeah, hopefully he doesn't overdo it, because he's got 2 fake knees now. That's it. You know, it's the ship of Theseus. It's the ship of Nesius. Is he still the same Dustin Rhodes if you replace the legs? Is it still the same knees? No, it's different knees. Ship of Theseus that's your generation. My generation's Trigger's broom. Or that, yes, yeah, the ship of Theseus. I think yours is far more. Oh yes, elevated. That's what it is. He won't be back for Full Gear. I know that much. No. I'll be at Full Gear though. Hey, that's exciting. Taking any gear? Best not. No, get stopped at customs. I look. I don't know whether he's free, but if I don't know. I wonder if I have any best friends who work there, who I could maybe hang out with or maybe have a sleepover with and play Dream Phone. I'm just putting that out there. I'll be there anyway. Do you know anyone? Do I know? Have I got a best friend that works at AEW? I'm gonna see at Full Gear. If he wants to maybe,
have a sleepover and talk about boys. Just
Nice-
point that out
nice
there.
T-shirt.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's a
Appreciate
nice
that.
T-shirt.
If only there was someone. Yes, I've got my tickets for that. But not as many people have got tickets for WWE at the moment. This is our main story, which is WWE apparently facing a ticket sale crisis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to hit their bottom line, as we'll discuss,
No.
but I think it's something to be aware of.
Yeah, so it is a crisis in one sense, not economically for them, because they're still making record gates. We've talked about it yesterday on the news. Ticket prices, the prices are soaring, and WWE is not looking to bring them down anytime soon. But this is off the back of Saturday night's main event not getting the attendance that the WWE maybe really expected the show to have. And from the Wrestling Observer saying the Christmas week advances, traditionally the biggest week of the year for house shows, historically looks very weak. A lot of places aren't that much above what AEW was doing a year ago. Business-wise, it isn't bad though, as I was saying, because ticket prices, they've doubled in recent years. So even though the tickets are down, they're making more money. So it doesn't affect them that way. It's just how much do they care about being able to go, we've sold out this venue? How much do they care about it looking smaller on TV? How much do they care about the noise level in the buildings? It's all perception. So maybe eventually they'll bring some ticket prices down. I just don't expect it. But the Observer continues saying that obviously the ticket prices doubled in recent years in a lot of places. The expensive tickets generally go first, so the gates are likely fine in most cities and excellent in a few. But these numbers show that the boom itself is over. So expect some big creative moves. Do you expect some big creative moves, or do we think that WWE is just head in the sand? We're doing great because our numbers are good.
I think they're happy just ticking along the way they're going, because they're at a point where, it's a different game where there isn't that pressure for them to sell out. Obviously, there's the perception of it.
Yeah.
You'll get people there are a selection of fans that would take great joy in sharing photos of those empty seats at AEW shows. There are fans who take great joy at sharing photos of empty seats at WWE shows. And so you'll have that all the time. But I think that kind of tribal noise is quite low down on the concerns of WWE. They're, as you said there, they're selling less tickets, but ticket prices are twice as much. So you're not noticing it as much. Everywhere they go now, they're selling the experience of WWE to the entire city. So therefore, you've got cities that now bid a stupid amount of money to have WWE there. They're making extra money there. They're making more money than they ever did on sponsorship, because they're now sponsoring the rings, the ring posts, the barricades, the matches, the wrestlers. So they're making everything now. They've got this multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix that will no doubt support them in that way as well, in terms of sending the message out there about what WWE is about. But there is, and the big issue is always going to be the perception of it. Now, they have a high-class, high-quality production crew that can certainly hide those imperfections when it comes to how busy those shows are or aren't. But, it depends on how this fluctuates. I think they'll keep an eye on it. I think they certainly will. They've already said, Fightful Select just the other day, they already said, this was from a few days ago, that Fightful Select reporting WWE executives not happy with the turnout for Saturday night's main event. It was despite the fact that it was a very big card with very important matches taking place. Only 7,867 tickets were distributed in a venue that could normally hold about 12,000, and they were a little bit upset by that.
Yeah, I mean, they had the set up for 8,000 at that venue, so it could have done more. They were expecting, okay, we're going to do 8,000 and a 12,000 seater, and they didn't quite even hit that mark. So that's not ideal. Their average attendance over this year has been between 11,000 and 12,000. So that's a good attendance, twice a week, maybe 3 times when you take into factor a pay-per-view or a Saturday night's main event. It looks like they're about 4,000 shy of what they usually do, which maybe will light a fire under the ass of Triple H to boost creative and make it a little bit more compelling. Because right now, even if you like the WWE, if you don't like the WWE, the creative is not what it was a year and a half ago. And that does eventually trickle down to ticket sales and whether you can be arsed to go, whether you pay. If you go to these shows, you're not within 2 minutes from 30 seconds from a toilet. You have to queue for that. You have to pay £12 for a pint. O2, I'm looking at you. It's extortionate, so it does add on to the costs.
Support indie wrestling. That's what we said yesterday, isn't it, you and I?
Yeah.
Support indie wrestling. Go out and find local wrestling promotions happening near you and take the entire family along to the family shows. Take a whole bunch of mates and have a great drinking night at the adult shows as well. Like Monday, I'm at WrestleMania in the Zombie Rooms in Edinburgh.
Yeah, for a Movember...
For a Movember charity show.
Shave?
No, my wife has said...
Do it. Odds on.
Oh, no, I wouldn't put a bet on. No.
15?
Oh, I tell you what, do you want to ring my wife and tell her that I'm shaving your husband's beard so he looks like a fat Matt Lucas when we go away?
Comment section, please, Billy, comment to shaving the beard off and keeping just the mustache.
No, let's not play that game. Let's not play that game. But what I'm saying is, like, that's an indie show, a lot of fun to be had there. Find those shows near you and support them, throw some love behind them. You
definitely could have the same mustache as your best friend that works across the pond. You could have the exact same mustache. And then he would have to welcome you in because you'd be mustache bros.
Then we'd have to be friends, wouldn't we?
So I think you should do it and dye it blonde.
Oh, he'd love that.
All I'm saying.
Blonde mustaches.
Do it.
Playing Dream Phone all night. What a lovely time. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.